true light of the world. You guide all mankind to salvation.
Give us the strength, courage, and the grace to build a world of justice and peace, ready for the coming of your kingdom where you live with the Father and the Holy Spirit, one God, forever and ever. Amen.
So did you say one of those for me, sister?
I'm not a sister yet. Cord, if you've come to talk me into leaving, it's going to be the same answer as when we said our goodbyes.
No, I didn't come to lean on you. Actually, I got a little news from Lambview, news I thought you might be interested in. Max got the result of Frankie's second hearing test.
He's deaf, isn't he?
Cord should be back from Boston real soon. Max, I know how hard this must be for you.
I doubt it.
Look, I am a mother, and I love my kids, and I know how I feel when they get sick and when they're sad. You may think you're all alone, but you're not. You've got your sister, Andy. She's terrific. And you've got a lot of great friends, Cord. I love you. And you've got Luna Spirit that's gonna help you.
Don't you go mystical on me. Luna's gone. It's just me and Frankie and his damn challenge. Don't tell me I got help from the great beyond, because I don't.
I'll get it. Claire. You know, of all people on this planet Earth, the last person Max needs to see right now is you.
Well, he has to see me, Tina. It's about Luna.
I'm sorry, Angel. I had to come.
Why? So you can tell me again how dishonest I am?
Margaret, please.
I'm sorry to disappoint you, Mr. Thornhart, but I honestly do love Dylan Moody, and I'm going to marry him. In fact, the wedding rehearsal is in just a few hours, so if you don't mind.
Margaret, please. I need your help. It won't take long.
Why? So you can drag me into that tangled mess of a life again? No, I'm not going to let you do that.
Margaret, it's Bull. He's in terrible danger.
Finished?
Got all the wiring, all the charges, they're in place. All I have to do now is set this timer. Depending on when and where I plant this device.
Still asking for privileged information, Major.
I'm gonna tell you what, Bass, I have to know exactly what I am doing. Otherwise, we could all end up having ourselves a real bad day.
Well, we certainly don't want to do that, do we? This is where you're going to put it. Let's call this Ground Zero.
other things on his mind right now, Blair. If you could turn around and
Tina?
head out.
It's all right. I have no interest in anything you have to say about Luna, especially now.
What's going on, eh? What is she doing here? Did something happen, Max?
Just leave, please.
Not until I deliver these.
These are all addressed to Luna.
That's right. From people all over the state. There are 2 huge bags back at the radio station. People are still writing letters to Luna's love line asking for advice.
Even though the show is off the air, you know, I think these people need to seek professional help from trained therapists.
Look, they don't want therapy. They want Luna. They want her wisdom, her sense of humor, her joy.
Yeah, well, you can't always get what you want, can you?
You should read these letters, Max. They want some kind of reminder of Luna, especially this time of year. They just cannot picture a Valentine's Day without Luna's love line.
Well, that's not Max's problem. See, you own the radio station. In fact, you had Todd buy the radio station so he could fire Luna despite her wisdom and her joy. So you deal with it, Blair.
Max, please, keep the letters. If not for yourself, for little Frank and Leslie. Luna's children should know that their mother was loved.
The Palace Hotel. Forget it.
You have your target, Austin.
I'm gonna tell you what, Bass, I signed on to make a hit. Lord Cove and anybody who happens to be standing anywhere near him when that bomb goes off. I did not. And I'll say again, I did not agree to blow up half a hotel.
Your morality escapes me. You balk at demolishing a small-town hotel, yet you are quite willing to detonate that nightclub in Beirut, sending, what, 8 soldiers of Allah to paradise?
There was a hole-in-the-wall joint on the outskirts of town. There was no crowd. That was a clean kill.
Killing is killing, my friend.
I am not your friend. And you're right, I do have a code that I live by. Everything I do is smart, and it's neat. And your methods are messy, and they're stupid. Now, this hotel is out.
I can't afford your meticulous approach. Unlike you, I'm not a mercenary. I'm committed to a cause you can't begin to understand.
Oh, a patriot.
That's right. St. Patrick rid Ireland of the snakes, and I intend to rid her of influential fools like Lord Cove who think we can all live together like brothers. There's only one side that can prevail, my side. And to that end, I will do anything it takes.
Even if it means blowing up innocent people.
In war, there are no innocent people, and my country is at war. Now you will follow orders and set the explosives in the Palace Hotel. Frankly, it will be a fine, sunny morning for my Ireland when the people can open their papers to read that Lord Cove and his good friend Asa Buchanan were blown to smithereens. And that will happen.
Don't argue with me. I'm a doctor, remember?
No, you're a medical student. I'll take care of myself.
Please, you can barely stand, Patrick.
No.
Please.
I just came here to get some help for Bo. Help finding him. I had nowhere else to turn. I don't want to involve you anymore.
Well, if you won't let me take care of you, let me call Dr. Wallach, my advisor. You can come
no
over.
doctors. It's Bo needs help, not me.
Why? Where is he?
I mustn't tell you. The more you
Look,
know.
I already know you two were on some kind of mission. And I know that Nora was worried sick that something might happen. So if you're not going to tell me, then I'm going to call the police.
No, you can't.
Patrick. You're burning up. That's it. I'm not asking anymore. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. You've been shot.
I was really hoping, praying that I was wrong, but growing up with my brother and teaching other deaf children, I just had this feeling about Frankie. How's Max taking it?
Well, for the longest time, he wouldn't even admit that there was a possibility of there being a problem. You know Max, once he sets his mind on something, forget it.
Spoke with him the night before the test. He was his own brash self. What, me worry?
Tina says he's taking it pretty hard.
Well, then he's gonna have to just face it head on. Max has a terrific little boy who can have a full, rich life. Max has to know that.
Right now, Max sees himself as a man who just lost his wife, and now he found out that his infant son is deaf. I think he feels crushed.
It doesn't have to be that way. Cor, God doesn't just take things from us. He gives something back at the same time. Max just needs to teach Frankie what God's special intentions are for him.
You think he's going to listen about that from me? Who's going to tell him about that, Maggie? Huh?
No, I can't. I can't do that.
I can't think of anybody else. Come on, who would know better about something like this? You understand this situation perfectly.
Lord, will you look at me? I left Lambview and everyone behind, including Max and his children. I don't belong there. I belong here.
God is everywhere. Even Lambview, right?
I don't need to find God. I need discipline. I need devotion. Okay, you saw what happened the last time I left. I was supposed to go bridge the gap with my father. I turned it into the Grand Canyon. No, I can't. I can't do it.
So then you're here because it's safe? And if you come here for safety, it's going to hurt Frankie to do that. Listen, I know that your brother was deaf. I know that you also had a father who refused to admit that and refused to deal with the problem. I think Max is capable of making that same mistake. Now, are you telling me that's God's will? Look, I gotta get going. I'll be leaving here in a couple hours on the company jet. You're welcome to come with me. You give me a call if you change your mind.
Max doesn't need you to remind him about how much Luna was loved.
Thank you for bringing me the letters, Blair.
You're welcome, Max. Like I said, they're for your children. Like it or not, you know, we have that in common. Your twins will never know Luna, and my little star will grow up without Todd.
Not without his money, though.
How do you do it, Max, when you look into those two little faces and see Luna looking back at you? I guess that we should feel blessed that we have healthy kids, huh? Do our best to raise them to be happy and let them know that they're taken care of.
You know what, Blair, you brought the letters by. Max and I were right in the middle of something, if you don't mind.
Max, I will always be grateful to Luna. On her deathbed, she took my hand in hers and she forgave me. It's been harder to forgive myself, and I really would like to do something to make up for all the pain that I caused her.
Well, for starters, you could start changing the headlines you've been printing in the Sun. She's marrying the woman that her brother loves.
As a matter of fact, I have called my editor and told him to stop bashing Marty and Dylan. And it was vindictive. It was very mean, and I admit that I was just, I was crazy with grief. But I just wish there was something else that I could do. What do you think about reviving one of Luna's old Loveline shows for Valentine's Day?
Where's Marty? Can't have a wedding rehearsal without the bride, can we?
I don't know. I'm sure she's on her way. She's been really excited about this meeting. All she keeps talking about is how she wants a traditional wedding. You know, the love and cherish and till death do us part stuff. So.
Yeah, of course, of course. And you're okay with that, right?
Yeah. I mean, I made a promise in my heart. Listen, I love Marty, and I know that Marty loves me. No matter what Blair Daimler wants to print in her paper and get everybody else to believe in town.
You're right, Dylan. I mean, all that matters is what you think.
You're absolutely right.
And this Irish business.
Well, what happened between her and Patrick Thornhart? It all happened in Ireland, and that's that. She came back to me, and we're going to have a wonderful life together. As soon as I call her and tell her to get her rear over here. Do you mind if I use the phone?
No, no, please, be my guest.
All right.
Shouldn't have come here. Sorry.
I need to get you to doctor, hospital.
Well, you said the bullet went straight through, right?
I know, but we have to make sure that the wound is treated properly, and I want to get an x-ray just to
Well,
be
I
sure.
can't do that. They'll recognize me, right? And they'll find me.
Well, then I'm going to call the police.
No.
Then I'm calling Dr. Wallach. He's a friend. He will keep it confidential
No,
if I ask
I
him.
have to go and find Bull before they kill him. Don't tell anyone, please.
Hello?
Hey, beautiful. Did you forget something?
Dylan, I'm sorry. What did you say?
It's a little thing called our wedding rehearsal. I mean, Andrew's standing here and he's thinking you got cold feet.
Oh, no. Of course I didn't forget the wedding rehearsal. It's just that something came up, and don't.
What?
I mean, don't be mad, okay? I'll be at the church in just a few minutes, all right?
Marty, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. It's just that I'm a little overwhelmed with some of the last-minute details. Tell Andrew that I'm sorry for the inconvenience, and I will be right there as soon as I can, okay?
All right. I love you.
Love you, too.
I should be here.
Patrick.
Thanks, but no thanks. Replaying old tapes won't bring Luna back to life.
But Max, think about all of our fans who miss Luna so much. We could call it a special encore presentation. Just
You know, the point is, what was special about the Love Line was that it was live. Immediate. People could call in knowing Luna was there. To listen to their problems, to give advice like an old friend. That was the magic. The magic is gone. Luna died. The magic died with her.
I understand that, Max, more than you know. But between now and Valentine's Day, just try to think about all the people out there that miss Luna so much. My offer still stands. There's got to be some way that we can keep her spirit alive just for one day. Anyway, Tina.
You know, you're wrong. The magic didn't die. Just look at the letters.
Kids write to Santa Claus. That doesn't mean he's real.
Excuse me, but Santa Claus is real. You ask my kids. You ask your kids. And so is Luna's spirit. She's still with you. And little Frankie, and Al, and Leslie. If you could just find a way to tune in. That's it.
I know that. Look, Tina, and I don't like it.
No. This is great. You are going to do the Valentine's show on Loveline.
It's called the Camelot Suite. Appropriately named since that's where the kings will be meeting. Comes complete with modems, fax machines, wet bar, everything a titan of industry expects. Climate controlled, of course. You notice the ventilation setup?
That's where you want me to plant the device?
Right by the air vent.
Baz, maybe I didn't explain it to you properly. But when this baby blows, it's going to take out everything on that floor. And the floor above, and the floor below, including this grand ballroom.
So?
So you want it messy, don't you?
Well, the more debris, the more casualties, the more press coverage. You have a problem with that?
No. After I plant the bomb, I want to be on my way anyway.
Well, actually, there's been a slight change in the plan.
I don't like changes.
Couldn't be helped. Once you've placed the bomb, you've got to go back in and set the timer.
You've got to be kidding me.
Simple precaution. We've got to make sure that Lord Cove and Asa Buchanan are in the suite when the device goes off.
Well, then why don't I just sit there in that ventilation duct with my finger on the button? Then I can blow myself up along with everybody else. That make you happy, Bass?
Your sense of humor is much appreciated, Major, but you don't have to worry. Once you set the timer, you'll have all the time you'll need to make your escape.
Get to go, Stephen.
I don't want you.
Get away from me! Get away.
It's all right. It's okay. You're safe. It's okay.
Safe? Marvin. My angel.
Your fever's worse. I have to get you to a doctor.
Get to Bo before the bomb goes off.
Bomb? What bomb? What, does this have something to do with the men of 21?
Listen. I didn't have a lot of strength. You gotta understand, right? It's a double cross.
No, who's double-crossing who?
Bo is pretending to be a bomb expert. And Bass believes him.
Chief Inspector Bass? Bo's undercover as a bomb expert?
Bass, he won't let him live to tell it. The bomb is gonna go off and kill everybody, including Bo. That's... I've got to get your phone and call the others at the CIA before it's too late. Right?
St. Francis has been the best thing that ever happened to me. The discipline, the silence, the meditation. The silence isn't that easy for me, I know that. But that's why I need to be here. And I need the kids in my classroom, and I'd like to think that they need me too. Sister, I want to take my vows. I want to join you and the rest of the Daughters of Holy Charity. And I want to stay here and serve God.
There are many ways to serve God, Maggie. Many places, too.
But I love this place. I love everything about it. It's just that if I stay here, then I turn my back on a friend and his baby just when they need me the most. I told you about Max and how hard it's been for him to raise his twins and his older son without his wife. And now that Frankie's been diagnosed with a hearing problem.
Surely your friend and his children aren't all alone.
Oh, no, of course not. No, it's just that there's a bond, a really special connection between me and this baby. I don't quite know how to explain it. You see, on Christmas Eve, I had this dream. The baby's mother came to me and she begged me to help her son. I'm not making this up.
I don't doubt your dream, Maggie, or your desire to help your friend. But I wonder if this pull back to Landview isn't really just another way of escaping St. Francis.
Oh, I'm not trying to escape. I truly want to become a nun.
The last time you left us, it was with the understanding that you would reconcile with your father.
I tried to forgive him, but...
And now you wonder if you shouldn't commit to helping a widower. I can't read your heart, Maggie. Only you can do that. But before you make the biggest decision of your life, you must ask yourself if you really want to join our order.
Will you stop? Now go get your clothes. Marty's going to show up, and we got plenty of time to rehearse this. Believe me, we do.
Oh, and I'm so glad that I caught you. I really wanted to talk. I'm sorry, I didn't realize that.
No, you never do you?
This is Marty and Dylan's wedding rehearsal night, Blair.
How nice for them.
Listen, Andrew, I'll meet you at the church, all right?
Okay.
Dylan. Wait. Congratulations on your wedding. I wish you and Marty happiness.
Like I told you before, Blair, I don't believe a thing you say. Andrew?
Well, I guess you just can't snap your fingers and ask for forgiveness, can you, Reverend?
At least you took the first step, Blair, and I don't mean what you just said to Dylan. I hear that you dropped this wrongful death suit against Marty and Patrick Thornhart, and letting go of that need for revenge, that's the best thing you could do for yourself.
Thank you, but, I owe it all to Patrick.
To Patrick?
Yes. He is working at the country club. In the stables, he's helping me train Araby. That's the horse that Todd gave me. And, well, you know what? He really is a decent person. And what I have discovered is that riding is the best therapy for me getting rid of my anger. I know, it is ironic, isn't it? That, well, for the longest time, I believed that Patrick Thornhart was the one responsible for my husband's death, and now he is the one person helping me deal with my grief.
I'm trying to tell you.
Come on, speak up, man. We've lost contact with Bo. If you know where he is, tell me.
The TV studio on 10th Street. Is it bloody loud enough for you, Rogers? Get there now.
What's happened, Thornhart? You all right?
I'm fine. Don't worry about me. Bass is pulling the double cross on Bo. He's got me setting the bomb and setting the timer. And then he's gonna detonate with the remote control, all right?
Where's he supposed to plant the bomb? Who's the target?
They didn't give me all the bloody particulars, man. Just get there before he sets the timer, all right?
All right, we'll take care of it. Stay out of it now.
Yeah, sure.
Come on. Come here.
I'm all right.
Oh, my God! The temperature's out of control.
Listen to this, like you're one of Luna's loyal fans at Valentine's, okay?
Tina, I do not want to deal with this right now. I'm not going on the air. The brand new show to make Blair feel less guilty.
Well, it's not for her. It's for us. It's cathartic.
God, who got you to read your first psych book?
Look, we listen to these old tapes of Luna's show, and we pick out the one we love the most, and that's what we air on Valentine's Day. And then we supply our new music and poems, and voila. We have yesterday and today blended together. And if that doesn't bring back the magic, nothing will.
It's not magic. It's morbid. The last thing I want to hear is...
Well, it's Valentine's night, 1995, Glenview. And for Max, and for me, and from the love lines.
And from two little people yet to come. And from Al. Hey, Al. From everybody, for everybody.
We wish you all faith.
Oh, God. Luna, I miss you so much.
I know it's an old church, and I would hate to see lightning strike the new roof. But I would love it if you would baptize my little girl.
Well, roof didn't fall in when I married you and Todd, did it?
Well, no, but I know that you had reservations about performing the ceremony, and, well, if Cassie hadn't have stepped in, I know that
So what's new? Preacher's wife reminds him, judge not, lest ye be judged, and she's right as always.
What does that mean?
Of course, I would be honored to welcome Star as one of Christ's own. Are you kidding me?
Oh, thank you so much. I tell you what, I know that it must seem like I don't really care about religion and all these rituals, but I really do. Deep down, Andrew, I have faith.
And Cassie always believed that. And over the past few months, I can see why. The way that you found the strength to go on after Todd's death, the way you let go of your anger and your pain. You were tested, Blair. You were really tested.
Well, I really wish that God had picked someone else to test instead of me. And I could have given him a large list if he wanted one, but, I know everything happens for a reason, that my little girl will never know her father. I've lost my husband. But God, he hasn't abandoned me, and I know with his help that I will pass through this fire and emerge a stronger, happier, better person. So help me, God.
There's nothing more you can do.
I have to do something. And if...
Look, you've already warned this man Rogers. He knows Bo is in danger. Let the CIA do the rest.
What if they don't? What if they don't find Bo before
You're not going to help Bo by getting yourself killed. Please, just come back and lie down.
No. They're gonna come here looking for me. I can't involve you anymore. Please.
You can't go.
That's an omen. It's always pouring down on us, isn't it? Rain and snow. In Ireland, on Inniscrag, it was rain that brought us together. And now it's raining when we say goodbye.
No, you can't go.
I have no choice, Angel. Bass and his boys. They killed Todd, they killed Siobhan. Plenty more. Not gonna hesitate in killing you. Goodbye, Angel.
I won't let you go. I mean, you'll be safe here. Bass won't find you here. Stay with me.
We've got a schedule to keep, Major Austin. Make sure you've left nothing behind. After you.
I'm thinking.
I think. You execute. Let's go.
You want this done right, Bass? Then I'm gonna have to do a little reconnaissance work. I want to see that duct at least one time before I plant this bomb.
Out of the question. We've already seen the plan for the bloody building. We've anticipated everything.
In my work, you learn to expect the unexpected. Now, the last place I want to be is sitting in that vent when that bomb starts ticking.
You have plenty of time to crawl out the other end and make your way to safety. Now look, man, I've got my orders, now you've got yours.
Well, then we'll just do it your way, okay, Bass? But I'm gonna need a few more minutes just to check out these connections.
Of course. Better safe than sorry.
Max, if you'd only just let
I care about Luna's fans. I know how much she meant to them, how much she means to them, but there's no way I can go on the air and play those tapes without losing it again, and
Okay. All right, then that's fine. Maybe we can find another way to honor her memory.
It's a bunch of stupid old tapes.
Oh, there's nothing stupid at all about these tapes. Max, we've been waiting for months for you to just really mourn. And it's taken Luna's voice. Her voice, she broke through the dam. Don't you see? She got through to you just now when nobody else could.
come on.
Maybe you don't believe in mystical connections, but I do. I believe she was here right now. She's the one who broke your defenses down so that you could start believing again.
No, it's just voices on tape, that's all.
Her voice. Max, she hasn't left you. She's here to help you. And her kids, too.
Okay, Joe, we're gonna be ready to go as soon as you file that flight plan. Good, I'm on my way. Bye-bye. Well, Maggie, looks like you've already made your choice. God bless.
Hi. I was afraid I missed you.
You going somewhere?
Yeah, sure, if you have a seat on that company jet of yours.
I think that can be arranged. What changed your mind?
Luna. All my prayers and all my doubts just faded away, and all I could hear was her voice telling me to help Max, help Frankie.
Well, then we better listen to what the lady says. Let me get that for you. Come on.
Federal agents, free!
Federal agents! So much for Thornhart and his information.
Wait a minute.
It could be anything, sir.
Yeah, or it could have been used in making a bomb. Bo maybe left it on purpose, hoping we'd find it. That still leaves us with two big questions. When's the bomb set to go off? And where the hell is Bo?
You'll be safe up here.
This is still your house, I
Come on now, it's my choice. If you're not gonna let me take you to the hospital, at least lie down and try to get some rest. Have to give your body a chance to heal. I'm afraid that's gonna start to bleed again.
If Bass comes here, he's gonna look through every
There's
room.
only one entrance, and you have to know where to look. So just lie down and be quiet. Try to get some sleep.
Wait. You're not gonna tell anyone, eh?
No. No, I'm going to the hospital to try to get you some more antibiotics. And I've got the fever down and some antiseptic on the wound. You need to sleep. I may be a while. I have to go to the rehearsal, the wedding rehearsal. So if you wake up before I get back.
Yeah, don't you worry about me. I'll be all right. You've done enough as it is already, thank you.
Patrick.
I'm just gonna get some sleep, right? Just let me get my strength back. And I'll go and find Rogers. Find Bo.